are hearing me, can you give me a 1 in the chat box? Thank you, Bello. Thank you, Moses. Thank you, Chidima. Thank you, Omawumi. Thank you, Adeniji. Thank you, George. Thank you, Kolawole. Thank you, Doctor. I need more ones. Are you all listening to me, or you just sign on and gone? Where is Silas? Where is who again? Where is Timothy? Where is Hope? Where is Aina? Where is Sunday Lawal? Where is Omawumi? Where is Olori? Where is Olakunle? Where is Ifeoluwa? Where is Gideon? So please give me a 1 if you are hearing me and you are hearing me very clearly. Uh, it's a nice time having you with me here this afternoon. And don't forget, you are on to financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. Financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. If this is your first time here, I want you to indicate in the chat box uh, your name, your phone number, and the network of your phone. That is your data network. Just give me your name, your phone number, your data phone number, the network of your data, and the name of the person that invited you. Please quickly do that for me in the next 30 seconds. If this is your first time joining us here, you can quickly do that for me. Quickly do that for me. Your name, your data phone number, the network of that phone number, and the name of the person that invited you. You can quickly do that for me now. Quickly. Thank you. This is my mentorship code. I've always known that without a mentor in life, you are left to the limit of your struggles. But with a mentor, you have a wing to fly. Somebody type it in the chat box, I have a wing to fly. Put it in the chat box. Okay, and for the purpose of those who are joining us for the first time, the way we engage ourselves, just like in a normal physical classroom, your gesture, your nodding, your responses gives the teacher and the trainer the knowing that you are following. In a virtual meeting as this and in our community, what we do is that to engage you, what we do is you engage the chat box. We engage the chat box, and most times you are rewarded for how well you engage the chat box. So what you do is that throughout this training, get into your chat box. Anything I say that makes a lot of sense to you, anything that I say that registers into your mind, that hits the fabric of your mind, type it in the chat box. So that is how we go. I said, put in the chat box that I have a wing to fly. With a mentor, I have a wing to fly. I want it in the chat box. I'm not getting so much responses. Thank you, Miss Aina. Thank you, Moses. Thank you. You have a wing to fly because without a mentor in life, you are left to the limit of your struggles. But with a mentor, you have a wing to fly. And that's why I've lived my life trying to mentor young and at times older people in various aspects of life, but most especially financially and spiritually. The result of the mentorship is a growing community of mentees with unbelievable results. Some of their testimonials you will read. We will just read one or two as we go by. And please, let's also look at the word of Craig Mapp. He said, if you can film an idea in your mind, if you can film an idea in your mind. So as you are listening to me, I want to begin to film an idea of a wealthy man, of you being a wealthy man, of you being a wealthy woman, of you being so wealthy that you have your private jet, of you being so wealthy that you have estates, you have built estates across the world, not just in one country, but in several countries across the world. And this is not where it ends. Most times, all of us can film an idea in our mind, or we even always film ideas in our mind, but that's where we allow it to stop. But let me tell you, it will not ever be worth dreaming until you follow that idea, film for film, shot for shot, scene for scene, that idea is definitely going to end up producing its material equivalent. My name is Yemi Ayodele, System Administrator, a data warehousing and migration expert, an Oracle certified professional, a financial analyst, and a certified emotional intelligence expert with 12 years experience in the Nigerian banking system, another about 14 years experience as a financial systems regulator. I'm a marriage counselor and author with passion for teaching and impacting lives, a strategist and mentor. I'm an author gifted in singing and a multi-instrumentalist. My name again is Yemi Ayodele, the lead mentor for the financial mentoring, the community of financial mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. I've traveled far and wide with a wide range of experiences. Our mentoring community, this is our goal. Our goal is to raise 10,000 wealthy people by year 2025. So our first medium-term goal, which is a 5-year plan, is to raise 10,000 wealthy people by year 2025. And I believe that for every one of you that are on this call today, you have made up your mind to be one of those 10,000 wealthy people that we are going to be able to produce, are going to be able to showcase to the world by 2025 that yes, we are assured became wealthy. Now, let's look at our vision. Our vision is to be a community of wealthy people championing necessary change in society and contributing to the development of Africa and the entire world. And our mission is to raise a community of the wealthy. Don't forget it. Our mission is to raise a community of the wealthy. And how do we achieve this? We do this by helping every member of the community to build wealth from scratch, by understanding wealth mindset, leveraging on time-tested and proven systems of wealth creation, and helping every member of the community to plug into platforms to make, to manage, and to multiply wealth. So we teach you how to make wealth, we teach you how to manage wealth, we teach you how to multiply wealth. Our core values is in the acronistic MILDICA. MILDICA is an acronym for modesty, integrity, learning, discipline, commitment, and accountability. And our mentorship model is a 3-stage model, which the first stage is what you are in now. We provide a mentorship, financial mentorship training, because you need knowledge to expand your awareness. Then when we have done that, every Saturday by 2 p.m., what we do is that first stage. Then every Sunday, the same time by 2 p.m., we exhibit products and opportunities to you. And why do we have this stage? We do this so that you will have an understanding of and knowledge of products and opportunities that the wealthy take advantage of to position themselves into wealth. Then the final stage, which is third stage, is the mentorship community. Having been part of the training, having seen products and opportunities, you want to belong to a community or to the community. And today we are talking which is a coordination of last week, about leveraging. We are looking at leveraging. And so you will see the power of the community, how it helps to leverage and helps you into your journey of wealth. The community helps you to build relationships, help you to build discipline, create in you a culture. For example, we have a culture in the community that if you are a member, a registered member of the community, 50% of your income as they come. If it's a daily income earner, if it's a weekly income earner, if you're a monthly income earner, as the income comes, 50% of it must come to the community for investment on your behalf, in your name, put in your custody. So and you know, it takes a lot of discipline to be able to give up your 50% of your income. It takes a lot of discipline. And however, when you belong to a community where 20, 30, 40, 100, 1,000 people are doing the same thing, then it just helps you to build that same discipline, and running through it becomes very simple. Many people have come to me and say, Coach, why can't you lower this percentage? Because many of us want to join, but the 50% is too much. And you know, I tell everybody that cares to listen that if you are not drastic about poverty, you remain poor for life. If you are not very intentional about living the status of poverty, about your journey to wealth, you will remain poor. You will live from hand to mouth. You will just continue to manage, until your rent is due. You don't have what to pay for rent. Until if you manage to build house, you know that you sweat building house. Wealthy people don't sweat building house. They either buy a house or build it. You see a house rise within 3 months and it's completed. That's because you are wealthy. The finance is there and there is no need struggling with it. But until you are deliberate about wealth, you can never attain it. And that is why we are very desperate. We are very critical about it. As a matter of fact, our focus is that the 50% will just for 6 months. By the time you belong to the community for 6 months, we believe that you have learned enough and known enough to be able to help you to live without your sweat and income. That is part of what we teach. We want to teach you to live above your sweat and income, so that any income you earn by sweat, you can ignore it and invest it 100%, 90%. Some of us have religious commitment for some percentages, but after that, that is the only thing that is more important to you, because you have understood how to create wealth. Don't forget, if you attended my lecture on the 10 skills that wealthy people that you need in your journey to wealth, one of it I told you is money making skill. It's a skill. Money making is a skill. And so don't think that making money is cheap. Making money is not cheap. Type it in the chat box. Making money is not cheap. Not everybody knows how to make money. People in the same business I do that I make money, the same investment I do that I make money, you can put money in it and lose money. Why? Because money making is a skill. And don't forget, last week we said that money stays with people who what? And somebody remind me of that what we said last week. Money stays with those who what? Let me test our retention. Money stays with people who, last week, that was one of the things we did. If you first type it, you have a gift from me. Money stays with those who do what? Who do what? Wow. I know many people are carrying their notes now, checking through their notes. Money stays with those. If you are first to type it in the chat box, you win something. Money stays with those who protect it. Yes, Chidima, you have just won 1 GB data for yourself. After this meeting, you get your 1 GB data. Money stays with those who protect it. And so if you don't protect money, even if we do the same investment, even if we do the same business, I will likely succeed and where you fail. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not a matter of talk is cheap. It is a matter of practice. It's a journey we have gone. Somebody said, I said it first. Money stays, oh, sorry. That gift belonged to Omawumi. Sorry, it came before Chidima. Omawumi said it first. No problem. Chidima, because I've said it, I'll still give you your 1 GB. So Omawumi and Chidima, you have your 1 GB data after this meeting. So, but what am I talking about? When you register formally into the community, you discover that a relationship is built, discipline is built. When you see 20, 30 people doing the same thing, it will ginger you to be able to say, I can do it, I can do it, But when you stay on your own, contributing 50% is going to definitely be difficult. But coming to the community, see people who are saying, we have members of the community who are doing well above 50% as we speak. I have a member of the community who is doing 67%. I have a member of the community as a lead mentor. I do 80% of my income goes into the community for building wealth and multiplying wealth. And we have people in that range from 80 to 70 to 67 to 62, on and on like that. Somebody we're discussing at some of my mentor training school, because I have a training school for mentors where I build mentors who will support me in this community as we go by. And somebody laughed and said, people who are complaining don't know anything. We have been with coach for several years, and as a matter of fact, we don't even have any money. talking about 50%. Every money is his own, you know. And I told them, I said, the money is not my own, it belongs to you, but I put it into something that makes you happy, you know, and that is what we do. So for some of them, because they have been in my community, even before we formally launched, you know, 50%, in fact, they said the whole money is for you, because one of them during last year, Christmas 2020, got 100,000 gift and came to me and said, Coach, because, you know, we have an accountable discipline. Because any income that comes to you, whether it is profit, whether it's gift or whatever. So she came to declare the 100,000 Christmas gift that she got. And I said, go and bring it. You know, she probably thought I would say take 50 and bring 50, or take 20 and whatever. I said, go and bring everything, you know, and I took the 100%, and it was done joyfully. Why? Because it's a culture. It's a culture. Building a culture alone sometimes can be very difficult. But when you are in a community where the culture is the norm, when you are in a community where a culture is the norm, being part of that community, enduring that culture becomes very, very easy. Some people come from a community where they eat lizard. It does not matter to them. They just eat it with ease, because they grew up seeing their mothers ate it, seeing their fathers ate it, seeing their junior and senior ate it. So it's some grew up from a community where eating dog, where they eat dogs, and they just eat it. It doesn't pose a problem to them. Now, when they move community and they go to another community where dogs are prohibited for eating, you know, you just see that they begin to distance from eating dogs. Why? Because it is not a community culture, and that is what the community helps you to do. Ladies and gentlemen, let me move forward today. As we move, let me show you one or two testimonials. I thank God this is from George. I thank God for making me a partaker of this financial mentoring program. From this program, I've learned how to be financially disciplined. I've also learned how to reduce unnecessary expenses and save it for investment. I also learned how to control my resources by channeling it to investment. This program has changed my perspective. Don't forget, I like this word, change my perspective, not my purse, not my income. It changed my perspective. Until your perspective change, your purse may not change. Until your perspective change, your bank account may not change. Until your perspective change, your entire life may not change. So when I see some of these words, I didn't write them. Members of the community wrote them. I understood, because they understand the use of every word that they use. He said, God, he said, I also learned how to control. He said, no. So I've also learned how to reason on experience and save for investment. I also learned how to control myself by channeling into investment. This program has changed my perspective on creating wealth. Through this financial mentoring program, God has helped me to develop a strong desire for wealth creation, which I am already working on. Personally, what I've learned from the mentor Yemi Ayodele has challenged me in taking decisions by creating artificial scarcity lifestyle. That's our model. We call it artificial scarcity. What is artificial scarcity? Artificial scarcity is living as though you were broke, even though you have millions. You know, artificial scarcity is living as if you are broke, even though you have money. You know, what that does is that whatever you're able to conserve by living a scarcity life is pumped into investment and used to preserve your future. When you invest, what you are doing is preserving your future. I'm not seeing hands in the chat box. The chat is too few for the number of people that are here. I say, whenever you invest, you are preserving your future. Remember the story that we read in that book where the king was advised that every farmer, every businessman in the city, when whatever they earn, 20% of it should be donated into the community, because there is in the foreseeable short time a threat of famine. And so everybody agreed, and they were dropping the 20%, 20%, 20%. And after 1, 2, 3 years, the famine came full blown. Every nation of the world, every city around experienced the famine. But what happened? This city that agreed to preserve 20%, they were able to preserve that future when everybody was experiencing famine. Their city became a place where people were coming to be able to take a little from their treasury. Ladies and gentlemen, whenever you invest, what you are doing is that you are preserving your future. Do you want your future to be preserved, or you want to eat your today? You know, so let me also look at people talking. Said, through this program, my earnings have changed. This is another person. He said, my earnings have changed. I don't only earn in Naira now, but I also earn in dollars. So I'm not bothered about the Naira depreciating because I earn in a stable currency. And we have one who said here, he said, this program has shaped my financial life for the better, making earning in 7 digits in a week a reality. Earning in 7 digits in a week a reality. If you are here today, and especially if you are new and you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please let a member of the community drop our YouTube channel in the chat box now. If you are here, you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, just go to the chat box now. The YouTube channel link will be given to you. Just click on it, go in there, and subscribe, so that anytime, and I beg you, because we've been on a journey for over 6 months now. If you join if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, don't just subscribe. Go to the beginning of all the videos there. Make it a point of duty. 1 video a day will do you good. So start from the beginning, because everything that we have talked about, it's a pile on one on another. So if you miss the first lecture, you may not be able to get the best of what we are talking about now. So you need to go and start from the beginning and update your knowledge. We are on the social media platform, Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. On Facebook, it's called Wealth Card Mentor. On Instagram, it's also called Wealth Card Mentor. On Twitter, it's called Wealth Card Mentor. And so join and visit those social media platforms. Every day there are very educative financial content that are being posted there. Quickly, let's begin to move. You can see we talk about cryptocurrency updates. We talk about financial and monetary policies. We give some code. Profit is what you get when your money works for you, and on and on and on and on. Let's go to our business for today. Today we'll be talking about the video you were watching, where, for those of you that came a bit earlier, we're talking about credit. You need to go back to the YouTube channel and watch that. You need to watch it to the end. It will do you good. So let's continue, and let's continue to what we have for you today. We'll be talking about the power of community leverage. If you miss this budgeting, it's a training seminar, planning your finances. If you miss the budgeting, you have missed a lot. You need to go back to the YouTube channel and watch it again. Now, and if you missed, okay, if you also missed, there are so many things you need to go back to. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we started on managing your personal finances, and we said that there are secrets for everything. Every good thing in life is passworded. And if you don't have the secrets, you can be walking as an elephant and eating like an ant. But the moment you locate the password for what you want to attain in life, life begins to move forward. So managing your financial personal finance begins with setting goals. And what are the 3 kinds of goals that you need to set? Set your personal life goal, set your financial goal, set your social impact goal. And don't forget, look at it here. Money stays with people that protects it. Money stays with people that protects it. And last week we talked about how to protect money. And don't forget, you are more than what you have become. Let's move on today. The power of community leverage. And last week we started this topic. Can you identify a leverage when you see one? And we talked about how to identify a leverage. For you to be able to identify a leverage, you must open your mind, you must open your eyes. Many people's eyes are open, but their minds are closed. Until your mind is open, no matter what you see in the physical will never make sense to you. How far can you see? When you see value in someone, be ready to pay for it. If you missed last week's lecture, please, I beg you, go and listen to it. And I said, if a community is beneficial, you'll be willing to pay to get on that community. So if you are still here and you have not belonged to this community, it's because you don't understand the benefit of this community. Those that have been on this community can tell in the last 3 months of this year, there is nobody in the community in the last 3 months of this year that have not made not anything less than 500,000. I'm just saying those on the, I know someone in this community this year alone had made over 5 million naira, over 5 million naira. So if you are not a fully registered member of this community because you don't know its value. So if you are willing to, if a community is beneficial, if you understand what the community is doing and is beneficial to you, you'll be willing to pay anything to get on it. One of our rules is that every member, registered member of this community must be on every training that we run. Saturday, they must be there. Sunday, they must be there. Our monthly meetings, they must be there. Any ad hoc meeting, they must be there. When you see value in someone, be ready to pay for it. Some of you, you are still watching until this community become locked and paying community, which means that you are going to pay. I belong to a community like this in America, and I pay a fee. I pay every year to remain in that community, not just one off. Today, this community is free. Everybody, you come in at your will and you stay, But I pay to be in a community like this in America just for wider experience and exposure. And it's beneficial to me. Information at my fingertip, you can't get it in any newspaper. You can't get it in any textbook, So we talk about techniques used in multiplying gains in business, this leverage, and we said without the power of leverage, your rewards are limited to the amount of energy you put into an activity. Your effort, your result is limited to your effort, the effort you put into any community, into any activity. Now, let's continue from here today. And I said that you hardly succeed alone. Let's start from there. You hardly succeed alone. And I mean it, no matter how genuinely upgraded the quality you are looking for in the people around you. If you stand alone, it is hard to succeed alone. It is hard to succeed alone. So, and that is why you will see that successful people locate their kind. Is anybody typing in the chat box, successful people locate their kind? You hardly succeed alone. You see, in life, there is somebody somewhere who shares similar values with you. And when you get that person, no matter how well you are doing today, when you get that kind of person into your boat, you discover that your result is multiplied. For example, you are doing well as a millionaire alone. If you meet your kind and you come in relationship, you discover that your millions achievement becomes trillion achievement. That is why even a book, one of the widest selling book in the world, that it said that one will chase 1,000. Two, instead of chasing 2,000, we chase 10,000. That is the power of leverage. That's the power of leverage. If you are running alone and you achieve 1,000, you say if you run with another person, you are normally in normal arithmetic, you are supposed to achieve 2,000, but you say you achieve 10,000. That is the power of leverage. Somebody put it in the chat box. Power of leverage is succeeding together. One of the powers of leverage is succeeding together. There is no one man that have succeeded more alone than when he's in company of his like. The chat box is too blank for me. The last thing I said, there is no one man that have succeeded alone more than being in the company of his like. I mean his good likes. So put it in the chat box for me. What are the rest doing? It's like a lot of us are here and we are just lying low. Where is Bello? Where is George? Where is who are they? Where is Silas? There is no man that have succeeded more alone than in the company of his good like. You are not typing. So let me help you. There is no man that have succeeded more alone than in the company of his good like. Mawumi, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. That's what I said. There is no man. There is no man. You cannot succeed more alone than when you have two of your kind working in harmony. And that is why even in marriage, when you find your kind, you discover that your motion becomes very, 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 very much more. You gain more motion, you gain more traction when you find your like in marriage, when you find your like in business. I've been in businesses where I came into a particular business and I came in the midst of some 8, 9, 10 people whose thought thinking were totally averse. And I think only 2 or 3 of us were thinking the same way. But as long as those people remained in the company was going down. But the moment they decided and they discovered that we cannot continue to run, and they separated, things began to look up. So that is why anytime you are with your like, you succeed better. Anytime you are with your like, you succeed better. Loners only succeed in their long range. There are what we call long range successes. That is what we call long. I want everybody to type it. Every 26 member on this meeting, 26 member, type long range successes. There are what we call long range successes. Loners only succeed in long range successes. There is a kind of success that is long range. There's a kind of success that if success meets success, it produces a burst. It produces a burst. Anytime you are with your like, you succeed better. Long range loners are only succeed in their long range. So, ladies and gentlemen, and that's why you must understand that you are what. Okay, let me be more phonetic. You are worth what your community is worth. Type it in the chat box for me. You are worth what your community is worth. I want it to be rolling in now. You are worth what your community is worth. That is why the general says, show me your friend and I will tell you how far you go in life. As a matter of fact, show me the community where you belong. I will tell you how far you can go in life without turning the tuming and turning the numing, without spraying. Just show me your community. I can tell you where you are heading to in the next 5 years. With 5% margin of error. You are worth what your community is worth. And that is why if there is anything that you must be conscious of, is your community. I said many lectures ago, look for the 5 people around you. Look at the 5 people around you. Do they look like what you want to become? Look at the 5 closest people in your community. I mean, your community is those around you. I'm not talking about community in terms of where you live. I'm talking about the people around you, the people close to you. Look at your 5 closest friends. Do they look like what you want to look in the next 5 years? If they don't look it, change your community, change your relation, change your association, because you are what? Your worth can never be greater than the worth of your community. That's why you see, if you find yourself in a community of very poor people, no matter how much you struggle, they will waste your strength because that is a poor community. And we said there is no wealthy human being, there is no wealthy community, there are only informed people. So when you see people when you get to that point where you get where you find yourself in the midst of people who have wealth in their mind, who have wealth in their sensitivity, you discover that the journey to wealth become very easy. Look at what John D. Rockefeller said. John D. Rockefeller said, I will rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own effort. That is what we call leverage. Say, I will rather leverage than work alone. That is the simple interpretation of what he's saying. I will rather earn 1% of 100 people's effort than 100% of my own effort. That is leverage. He understood leverage. The power of man is enhanced in leverage. Do you hear what I said? The power God gave to man is enhanced in leverage. The power God gave to you is enhanced. That is why in that book, it says, go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. They have no guide, they have no overseer, they have no ruler, but yet they provide meat. How do they provide meat? How do ants provide meat? So much that in the dry season, they gather everything that they need for another 2 seasons. And when the rainy season comes, they enter into their cave and they survive for all the time that the rain is falling. Why? Because the power of man is enhanced in leverage. You will see, I have seen ants in their community. I have seen ants leverage to kill a very mighty snake. And how does this achieve? How big is this? Is an ant? An ant is as big, as tiny as the hair of the head. However, I have seen them kill all manner of snakes. Why? The power of leverage. When you come into the middle of ants, what you see is that they come together and multiply their strength through the power of leverage and pounds the strength on that thing. I've seen ants carry meat that is more than 200% their total weight. You know, I've seen ants carry an animal killed, carried a rat killed. Wow, through the power of leverage, you know. And that's why I've seen ants carry food, very mighty size of food. How? Small ants. But what do? They use the power of leverage and they enhance their strength through one another's strength, and they achieve very great feat. Leveraging is not just on humans. You also need to understand leveraging on technology. What somebody has done, what somebody has created, you don't need to recreate it. We call it in the corporate world reinventing wheels. You don't need to reinvent wheels. Leveraging does not just end on leveraging on humans. You also leverage on technology. What someone have done, what someone is already deployed, I don't need to break my neck trying to do it again. I just get it from the person, even if I have to pay for it, but it becomes cheaper for me to get something that's already done, that's already tested, and then I begin to use it. Another leverage that you must not joke with is leveraging on mentors. Leveraging on mentors. Mentors like defined as men who have toured the path. Now you want to run the same path. What do? Leverage on those mentors. Instead of turning the path that they have taught, what you just do is to cross the path. They help you to cross the path that they taught. They might have taught that path for 10 years. They might have taught that path for 20 years. But you need to go on that journey also. When you find mentors, they help you to cross that journey. The journey of 10 years, you cross it in one day, you cross it in 1 week, you cross it in 1 month. You know, that is the power of, don't joke with leverage on mentors in life. Don't joke with leveraging on mentors. Mentors are fully blown individuals who have experienced what you want to experience, and they can guide you in a short while without having to go through the stress how they got it done. But they just give it to you. Let me tell you, let me say this to you, that 90% of the reasons why most people are poor is not because they don't have the capacity to be wealthy. 90% of the reason people are poor is not because they don't have the capacity to be wealthy, but because the capacity to be wealthy is exercised observing poor communities, poor parents, poor friends, poor wives, poor husband. You know, everybody has the capacity, and we all have the capacity to be wealthy. But the reason I am wealthy and you are not wealthy, the reason you are wealthy and the other next door neighbor is not wealthy, is because the capacity to be wealthy, you exercise it, watching, observing poor environment, poor people. For example, you have always grown up. You have always grown up to think that meat, you don't, you must, you, if you eat more than one meat, if you serve more than one meat on your meal, is because you are a waster. So the capacity to be wealthy which God has given to you, you exercise it watching poor parents who taught you never to eat more than one or serve more than one meat on your food. If not, you are a waster. We grew up in a country where we see our parents struggle, where we see our parents live in poverty, where we see people try to succeed at something, and we witness poverty growing up, and we grow up and manifested poverty as adults. Do you hear what I said? We grow up, our community has so influenced us. See, leveraging sometimes is done without consciousness. And that is why the power of your community is very heavy on your advancement in life. The power that your community influence on you is very strong in your journey in life. That is why when you see people grow up, what their parents struggle, that just sinks into their lives and they manifest it as adults. They manifest it as adults. So one of the things that you must understand is if you don't like the life that you are angry to, that you are living today, don't be angry with your parent because they brought you up or they brought you into a community. All you need to do is change your community, find the right people that you can leverage on their achievement, that you can leverage on their community, you can leverage on their network. Because one leverage that we must also look for, which you will always find in mentors, is their network. I would never, let me tell you, I would never have known the kind of people I met in the American community of mentors. In just within 2 years, I would never have met them. Like I said to you some months ago, over 200 of them have their private jets. However, I belong to that community. I don't even have a private jet, but I was willing to pay anything, including sacrificing my comfort, to belong to that community. And let me tell you, what I've gotten from that community had helped me to build lives. So you must understand that leveraging starts from the community, and that is why when you find the right community, be willing to do anything to remain there. Be willing to do. Many people, I remember so one of the people that have been around me for some years now, when we started this mentorship community, every other person around me that I've tried to mentor in one way or the other, they joined. He didn't join. But let me tell you, within 2 months, he saw the wide gap that have existed between himself and the other people that have joined. And he, in fact, nobody needed to beg him to jump into the boat. He quickly jumped into the boat. You know why? 2 months had created a so wide gulf between himself and the rest. And that is what happens. When you change your community, your speed in life begins to become very, very rapid, you know. And that's why it's good that you know you're able to locate the right community at the right time in life, no matter how late it is better locating it lately than never giving up on it. Arrogant people, when they see such things, they will say, is it only, they try to be emotional to say that it is not only that community that can change them. Yes, it might not be only that community, but the same reason you didn't join that community will not make you join other community, because you are just arrogant in your heart. You are just arrogant in your heart. That is why when you see mentors, what they do, when you see mentors having a community, they expose your mind to the philosophy of making wealth. So mentors reprogram your mind, reprogram your orientation, reprogram your brain, and that is why it's important that you locate the right community. So with a mentor, what do? You do what we call observational learning. That is what you cannot do here. You in the community, we do observational learning. You see how people are advancing, you see what people are doing. Everybody is posting his own thing. And when you just discover that you are backward, or you are not doing what they are doing, you just discover that you don't belong there, or you have to just do what they need to do, So and that is why it is important for you to find the right community. I said this. I said you can be rich as an individual and be wealthy as a community. What are we saying here? You see, as an individual, if you have millionaires, loner millionaires, they remain millionaires. But the moment 200 millionaires come together, what you are seeing are trillionaires, not because you have converged their wealth, but because the convergence of the millionaires produces a greater result, So that is why you need to plug into communities, into relationship, in such a way that you have people in your life constantly reminding you of a particular lifestyle. That is what leverage does. When you leverage on a community, leverage on an individual, leverage on a mentor, you have people around your life constantly reminding you that you are not meant to be poor, constantly reminding you that you are not meant to be trekking, constantly reminding you that you are supposed to have moved higher than you have moved. Why? Because somebody came last week, and before you know it, he moved faster than you are. Something will tell you no. So people are constantly reminding you, and that's what the community does. That's what the community leverage does to you. When you see somebody who just posted, I just made my first million in this year. I just hit 1 million in a week. Or somebody say, I just hit 1 million, 7 digits in a week. I remember the first time somebody in the community posted, he said, I didn't know I could do it, but my mentor, my coach kept telling me that you can achieve it. And for the first time in my life, I earned over 7 digits in 1 week. Then, that have a tendency of reminding you that, so what am I doing? So why am I still earning in 5 digits? Why am I still earning in 4 digits? And then it stimulates you and propel you into higher performance and higher results. So you need that kind of community who is constantly remind you. If you are rich as an individual, I said, if you get to a community of people like you become wealthy. And first thing that you discover that you begin to do is that you are developing a reputation of a wealthy man. That is one of the things that the community helps you to do, leveraging helps you to do, the reputation of a wealthy man. There are just some things that no more bothers you because you already built a reputation of a wealthy man. Ladies and gentlemen, our time is gone. Let me end here by telling you that poverty is a sign of lack of discipline. There are laws of the earth, there are laws of the spiritual that can support your life to become wealthy. Did you hear what I said? There are laws of the earth and there are laws of the spirit that will support you to wealth. However, poverty is a sign that you have lacked discipline in one area or the other. I've seen people some months ago, a new entrant into the community came to me, and the first 50% that we took from her to invest on her behalf, which she had custody, everything to it. She came and said she wanted to withdraw it. And I said, no. He said, sir, I need money. I said, yes, go and find the money, not from this. Don't forget our training. And I kept saying it for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks now. You do not deplete what you are multiplying. You do not deplete. In the journey to wealth, you don't deplete what you are multiplying. So she insisted, and I called her attention to some 2 people in our neighborhood who we both know. I said, you want your life to resemble this one? He said, no, sir. You want your life to resemble this one? I said, no, sir. I said, then take your eyes off this investment. It is there. The next 5 years, you are not going to have anything to do with it. Somebody came to me and said, sir, what if one have emergency? And God just gave me an idea to describe a scenario. And I said, and I thought it about 4 weeks ago here. I said that you bought a land of 200,000 naira, very cheap land. And it's in a very, where 200,000 land can be in Lagos or Abuja. And it's in a very remote place. And you have started building it. You want to build a story building. You have just deckened the land, the house, and God bless you with 20 million. As soon as God gave you 20 million, you found a land in Victoria Island and you bought it for 20 million, leaving you with no dime. Now, they now call your attention to it that if you don't want this land to be taken away from you, you have to fence it within 1 week. And then ask the question, and there is no money with you again. Will you go to the land where the land you bought for 200,000, making it look very valueless or low valued? Will you go to that house and say, let me pick the 1,000 blocks I need so I will remove the decking, I will pull the 1,000 blocks so that I can go and fence the 20 million land? And everybody said no. I said, what are you going to do? They said, we'll go elsewhere desperately, because you don't want the 20 million to be a loss. You go and look for how to get money to buy the 1,000 blocks to fence this land. So every time in your journey to wealth, don't deplete what you are multiplying. And that's why I said poverty is a sign of lack of discipline. Most poor people, all poor people are indisciplined. You say, but he's a pastor. Oh, but it's an imam. It doesn't matter. He might be spiritually disciplined and financially indisciplined. He might be spiritually disciplined and he might not fornicate. He might not do any wrong thing in terms of what we consider. But he might be working against the law of the earth and the law of heaven concerning financial multiplication. And when you lack the discipline for wealth, there is no effort you can put into life that you can become wealthy. There is a discipline for wealthy people. Wealthy people are disciplined, they are focused. Until you have that discipline, no matter what you do, shout from here to tomorrow, walk from here to tomorrow, there is a discipline. Let me tell you something today. There are people that earn more than you earn. I called somebody to observation of this some 2 years ago. And I said to him, you know this man? He said, yes. I said, he earns half of what you earn monthly. He looked at me and said, I said, this is my community. I know everybody. I said, you know this woman? He said, yes. I said, he earns 4 times less what you are earning, means 1/4, less than 1/4 of what you are earning. And he's riding a car. This one earning half of what you are earning, ride a car. When you see the family, you know that the family is not doing too badly. But you are earning this much and yet you are looking so miserable. What is it? Lack of discipline. When you lack the kind of discipline that wealthy people must possess, no matter how much, no matter your struggle in life, no matter how money business you do, you will do business and eat the profit. You will eat the capital because you have no discipline. So wealth does not come by effort. Neither does wealth come by struggle. Wealth comes most time by knowledge and discipline. Wealth does not come by effort, by struggles. Wealth comes most time by knowledge and discipline. So poverty is a sign of lack of discipline. Think about it this week as you go. And let me see how many of us will be disciplined enough to be here tomorrow by 2 p.m. And I want to tell you something. Tomorrow program is going to be very different because I'm bringing in somebody to speak to us tomorrow. I'm bringing in somebody to talk to you tomorrow about cash flow. And I mean practicality of cash flow. A system that has been designed that wealthy people take advantage of, that in 1 month, you can go with as much as 1.2 million 5 times. And I've seen in practical sense how people have done it. I've been in that community and I've seen a woman carry 5.2 million twice in a month by the power of leverage. And that is why, we are looking at leverage, we are looking at financial multiplication this month through the power of leverage, through the power of the community. So tomorrow, be disciplined enough to keep the appointment of 2 p.m. By 1:45, the platform will be open. Please come in. On the dot of 2, I'm going to bring in somebody who's going to talk to us about that system. That's a system where no matter what project you want to engage, you can finance it if you are in that, if you are key into that project. Very simple. Is what we have always done. If what we have always done, but done in a different way, and it's giving some massive results. So don't waste time tomorrow. By 1:45, join the platform. By 1:45, join the platform. By 2 p.m., I'm going to bring that man on stage and he's going to talk to us for maximum of 45 minutes. And I will give you the opportunity to open the house and you can ask him questions for 15 minutes. After that, then we'll return back to now begin to align, because tomorrow we said we are going to take position. I have spoken to my mentors in training about it. The same man has spoken to them about it. So tomorrow I said we are going to take position. So, and you will also see how positioning enhances leveraging. Type it in the chat box. Positioning enhances leveraging. So we're going to position. I met a man some months ago, and he was talking to me. He said, when this opportunity came and everybody was struggling for position because they already understand what positioning is. He said, I was just watching them and say, anywhere you put me, God will help me. And they went and put him below. And today, everything is happening. And he discovered that he had missed the opportunity of positioning. When everybody was struggling and jostling for it, he kept quiet and thought God could help you to change position that you put yourself into. Most times, God does not intervene that way. Position that you put yourself into, he helps you to maintain that position and to do well enough in that position. So positioning enhance. Don't miss tomorrow, because we are going to take position tomorrow. Immediately after that meeting, I will ensure that maximum of 45 minutes will be done with the man, the man that I'll be bringing, and we'll, for 15 minutes, take position for as many. So don't miss it. If you also want somebody to take advantage of an opportunity that you have not even known about, invite them tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are going to end. Having said this, you have seen our model, the mentorship training on Saturday, the product showcasing on Sunday, which is what we are going to be doing tomorrow and we have always done. Then if you think that this community is where you want to be, if you think this man that is talking can help you in life, in your finances, to become stable and to attain a wealth status in 5 years, then you need to join the community. If you want to join the community, like I said, the more the community grows, the more we will tighten the noose. If you want to join the community, please, the link has been dropped on the chat box. There are 2 links there. If you want to join this community, make sure you click on the 2 links. One link will join you to the WhatsApp community, the WhatsApp group, and the second link will join you to the Telegram group. Don't join one and not join the other. So I'm going to give you the next 1 minute. if you want to join this community, please let me tell you, don't be in a hurry if you are not yet convinced. The moment you join, automatically 50%, 50 of every income that comes to you, whether as gift or as salary or as any form of business income, is donated in your journey. Because I'm not a magician and I cannot multiply zero. So what we multiply is what you are able to bring. So think about it and know that you are ready from today to build the discipline to be part of the people who are making great sacrifices for their future. So if you are that one, you can click on those two links. If you are not yet made up your mind, I will show you every Sunday. I show some opportunities. There are more than 500 more opportunities that I will not show in the open. I only show it to the community. However, please don't let all of those sweet talks or whatever you consider make you join the community. If you have not made up your mind, don't join the community. If you join the community, know that you are ready for the discipline. You are ready to take advantage of the community in leveraging to your wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're going to stop today. It's been a nice time having you around. I hope that those of you that joined us, this is the first time you are joining this mentorship training. I hope you dropped your name, your data number, as well as the network and the name of the person that invited you. Apparently, going through the chat box here, nobody has done that. Means nobody is joining us for the first time. Thank you very much for being here. My name remains Yemi Ayodele, the lead mentor of the Financial Mentoring with Yemi Ayodele. See you tomorrow by 2 p.m. Don't miss it, and have a beautiful, beautiful evening.